Hi, so I just wanted to strike while the iron is hot right now and talk about something that's on my mind right this instant. I just wanted to talk about frustration, specifically like blaming others and just that kind of broad topic, and then narrow it down to blaming other people when they don't do what we want them to do, when they don't act the way we expect them to act. And this is related to reactivity, which I talked about in a previous video, but I wanted to go into more detail on the architecture of the entire reaction of blaming, and specifically blaming people when their behavior stimulates uncomfortable feelings in ourselves, and we blame the other person for making us feel a certain way. Why couldn't they have acted the right way? Right. And this I have discovered is a mode of the mind which is oriented towards dissociation. We sacrifice being with the present moment, the painful feelings, for kind of a fantasy idea, a fantasy world where the person did what we wanted them to do. They behaved the way that we thought would make us feel okay. And we had this idea, and maybe throughout the interaction with the other human being, we thought, well, if they behave this way, I'll finally feel okay. And I won't have all the doubt and the fear and the guilt and the shame and the anger that I carry with me every single day. And they are going to save me somehow from these feelings that I've had since I was a child. And of course, it never happens this way. I guess the real point of this video I want to make to whoever's listening to this is that the people in your life are never going to do what you want them to do. It is never going to happen. They will always behave in ways that make you uncomfortable. You're never going to meet the perfect friends, the perfect lovers, finally make your family members act the way you want them to act. And to be clear, I'm kind of talking to myself here also, because trust me, I have these beliefs in myself deep down. Oh, if I could just get these other people to behave the right way, then I could finally feel okay. Oh my gosh. So it's not just you, bro. It's me, it's all of us. It's a human thing, and I'm working on it every day. Of course, the antidote is acceptance, realizing that, oh, reality, other humans are never going to do what I want them to do, no matter how much I think about how they should have behaved or should have acted. Okay. Once that is crystallized, we come into a place of grace. We realize, oh, I never had to manage other people. I can feel these feelings. They're painful. They suck. Not going to sugarcoat it. Some body sensations I've had recently have been really overwhelming. And when I feel a body sensation, an emotion, or feeling that's like really intense, my mind panics. My mind goes into panic, and I just have this overwhelming sense of I can't feel this. It's too much, and I don't even know what to do with myself. I just have to kind of sit down and just breathe, just focus on my breath, stay with the feeling, because I'm tired of running away from my feelings. I feel like I've been dissociating my whole life. So I don't experience a lot of frustration with how other people behave and their beliefs and their ideas. Lately, I have come to kind of a point of people are just going to do what they're going to do. It has almost nothing to do with me, or they're not trying to hurt my feelings. Most of us are extremely clumsy, myself included, with what we say and do around other people. Someone says something that offends me or disturbs me, it's probably not because they meant to hurt my feelings. Human interactions are clumsy. We make mistakes, and it's just comes with the territory. I mean, being a human is awkward, and that's kind of what's coming really clear to me now. So basically, I guess for the rest of this conversation we're having, I just want you to consider the last time another human being's behavior upset you or frustrated you or something, and just to notice how the reaction took place within you. Was there blaming? Was there judging? Were there body sensations? A tightness in the chest, a tightness in the throat? I feel like a pressure in the chest, a pressure in the throat, usually when I'm in situations where people are acting in ways that I don't approve of, let's say. That's kind of where I'm at recently is, I've adopted this like belief system and attitude of kind of lovey-dovey. I believe everyone has goodness in them, and I try not to blame people and stuff. And then when I witness another human being blaming other people for their problems, I think to myself, like, this totally futile. You're wasting your time blaming these other people. You should just be present with your feelings. But another part of me knows that they're on their path, they have their journey. It's not my job to tell them they're wrong and criticize them and start blaming them. And you see how it's a cycle? So the cycle of blaming and criticism and judging ends with acceptance and letting go and finally surrendering to the first point I made at the beginning of this conversation, which was that people will never do what you want them to do. They're not going to have the beliefs that you think are the right beliefs. Trust me, I got plenty of beliefs about how human beings should act and what we should do with each other. I wish we could all love each other, not blame each other, stop criticizing, stop arguing all the time. I used to waste so much time arguing with the people in my life because I thought that if I could correct them, I would feel okay. And I convinced myself that, oh, they'll be happier if I could just convince them to behave and believe things differently. But I wasted so much precious time. And so now I'm not going to waste another moment arguing with someone. So nowadays, when someone says something I disagree with, I've taken advice from a spiritual master who said that basically all you have to do is provide your loving presence. You don't have to fix their suffering. You don't have to tell them how to do things the right way. Because really, I don't know what the right way is for them because I don't know their story. I don't know their life. I don't know their body sensations or their thoughts or beliefs or feelings. They have a whole system that I'm completely unaware of. I have no idea how it works. So, how could I possibly tell them how to live their lives? Okay. So, first, realizing that I'm not as smart as I think I am seems to be a big part of this whole operation of reducing suffering. This is why I'm talking about this topic. It turns out when we blame others, when we criticize others for our feelings, we increase suffering for everyone, including ourselves. All the body sensation wants is to be looked at and to be paid attention to. And we're kind of, when we start blaming other people, these external, we say, oh, the feeling has been caused by this external thing, and that's the problem. The feeling's not a problem. It just wants to be felt. It's neutral, really. Even painful sensations are it's plainly seen that they don't have a positive or negative. That's all mental. That's all in the mind. So when I really look closely at this whole dynamic of another person is behaving a certain way, they're talking a certain way, they're saying things, I have a reaction in my body, a body sensation, and then the movement of the mind for many people, including myself sometimes, depends, is to blame, criticize, judge, compare. And all these things are to be avoided if you're interested in reducing your own suffering and increasing your peace and happiness. I shouldn't use the word happiness. Really, what you get is peace. Happiness is fleeting and it's just no one is happy forever, but peace is a very real, very tangible, it's always present, it's always here. Um, thing that we can cultivate. And I'm working on cultivating peace in my life, and I have definitely experienced a tremendous increase in my peace simply by not blaming other people for my body sensations. Um, but it takes practice and it's taken time, and I'm not perfect at it. Lord knows I still blame and get frustrated all the time. I mean, all the time. But I really try to notice and say, okay, I'm blaming, and I don't want to be blaming and criticizing, but I'm doing it again. I'm acting the fool. And usually I ask for help from uh, the spirit, God, guardian angels, Jesus Christ. These entities seem to come and help me when I'm acting in a way or doing things that I know are wrong, and I don't want to be behaving that way, but it's just a habit and I'm trying to break the habit. So asking for help is really always an option. I've been asking for help from my guardian angel a lot recently, actually, and the prayers have been answered absolutely. I Tonight I was talking with a friend and I was experiencing all these things that I'm talking about right now. That's why I'm making this video, and I was praying the entire time, "Hey, I need help. I need help in this situation right now. SOS." That's my code. Is I literally pray. I'm like, "Hey, SOS. I need help." And so I really think that works for me. And I'm so grateful to have something that seems to really make a difference in my experience of suffering. It really seems to help to ask for help. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm really starting to believe that there's something out there that's looking out for me. And so that's what I do. That's where I'm at with all this stuff I've been talking about. And I think it's really important to talk about, and I'm so glad to share it with you today, bro, because such a big contributor of the suffering of mankind is us blaming each other and criticizing each other when really we're all the same and we're all just doing our best. Everyone's doing their best. You know, you're driving down the street. Every single person in those cars on the street, in the buildings, they're doing their absolute best. And I think I'm going to leave it with that. I really hope you enjoyed this conversation. It was a little spontaneous. I just had the idea and I was like, you know what? I'm going to record it and I'm going to just kind of spew out my ideas. I'm just really grateful that you were here to listen to this, and I hope you found something useful, something that can maybe help you cultivate more peace in your life, because that's what it's really all about. Any spiritual practice, anything that increases your peace, increases the peace of the people around you, reduces your suffering, reduces the suffering of the people around you. Um, if it does that, it is valuable, and you should cultivate it. It does not have to be any specific anything. That's what I found is once you find something that increases your peace, increases that feeling of connection with God, there's no argument, there's no doubt. You're just like, "Oh, that's I'm going to do that." So, thank you for listening, and I'm going to go now. All right. Goodbye.